of Islamic Cairo. Merchants traveling across the desert would stay here as a lodging. Okay guys, we are going up. Oh, you can see the pyramids from here. I'm hoping to catch some authentic Tanoura dancing. Good afternoon from Cairo. I am here in the heart of Islamic Cairo right now, just outside the over 1,000-year-old Al-Azhar Mosque, and just across the street from the over 600-year-old Khan Khalili Market. But we are not going to either of those places today. Instead, we are actually visiting a 520-year-old Wekala called Wekalet El Ghouri, where I'm hoping to catch some authentic Tanoura dancing and Sufi performances. It is very close to where I am now. I'm just gonna walk over about a block or two, so yalla bina. Oh my God, it is so hot today. It is like 38 degrees right now. There's a breeze, but it is a hot one. I've actually never been to this Wekala before. I have heard about it for a long time and I've just never bothered to visit. So we're gonna be exploring it together today. Before we arrive to the Wekala and explore the complex, which consists of several different buildings, let me explain in just a few short words who Sultan al Ghouri was, after which these buildings were named after. Al-Ashraf Khan al Ghouri was the second to last Mamluk Sultan of Egypt, ruling from 1501 to 1516 during the Burji Mamluk period. During his reign, he attempted to reform finances and curb corruption, and contributed to the arts and architecture of Cairo, commissioning the Al Ghouri complex, which we will see later in this video. He also faced military and political struggles, including the Portuguese expansion in the Indian Ocean, which was disrupting trade routes crucial to Egypt's economy, and threats from the Ottoman Empire. He led an army to Syria to confront the Ottomans, but was defeated and died in battle near Aleppo. His death led to the brief reign of Tumen Bey II and ultimately the fall of the Mamluk Sultanate to the Ottomans in 1517, marking the end of Mamluk rule in Egypt. So Wekalet El Ghouri is a Mamluk-era caravanserai built in 1504 by Sultan al Ghouri, which is named after, of course. And in case you don't know what a caravanserai is, it is an old inn, roadside inn that were placed along traveling routes, ancient trade routes. So ancient traders and merchants would stay at these inns and receive shelter and food and water for their animals and them as well, of course. And I believe we are actually already outside of it. Yes, here we are. So like I said, like traders were staying here and receiving shelter as they were making their way across the Sahara, and merchants from all over the region would come here and trade. But it's a complex, so there's a mausoleum, there's a mosque, it's more than just this area. And I have visited this neighborhood in this area before, like the old gate of Cairo, Bab Zuweila. Yeah, I love this area. Darb al is a very historic, beautiful area of Islamic Cairo. So let's go inside though and figure out what's to see inside. Assalamu alaikum.
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. انتي مش هتقدري تعملي ده جوه.
أنا بتعلم عربي. Hang on. All right, so I just tried to go inside and the security guard told me I can't film. But the ticket to enter is 100 Egyptian pounds. I'm not able to film with my camera here, so I'll show as much as I can. Maybe a voiceover with a little history. Upon entering the Caravanserai of Wekalet El Ghouri, we are immediately greeted with a stunning view of the beautiful courtyard. Trading would be happening in here, as well as in the markets on the streets outside, and their animals and goods would be stored in the rooms on the ground floor here. Next, we head upstairs to see the lodging area. These rooms are where the merchants and traders would stay while selling their goods. I wasn't able to enter most of them, but we are able to get a good peek at the courtyard from the upper floors. While the first two floors were used by the merchants, the three upper floors above the portico were part of a complex of low-income apartments for rent. The Wikala has been restored numerous times, most recently in 2004. Currently, it houses small studios, offices, and workshops for artisans. So now leaving the Wekala or Wekalet of Al Ghouri and heading to the complex. So I asked the guy there when the Tanoura dancing was, and it's not at this location. This is at the Arts Center, which is apparently over this way. And it happens only twice a week, so it's not actually happening tonight. I'm gonna have to come back. It happens every Saturday and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. But they told me to show up early, like 5:30 or 6, because it's kind of first come, first serve. And yeah, you want to be able to make the show. I don't think it's a huge area, but let's head over there and see. I think it's this way, or maybe it's this way. Who knows? Let's try this way. This looks like an old building, which might be it. Sana Khalili just right there, up that way. The Wekalet of Al Ghouri. And if I'm not mistaken, this is our next stop. Let's look. I see the sign. Sabil of Sultan al Ghouri. Shukran, shukran. Yes, this one. The Sabil. So Sabil is like a fountain, a public drinking fountain, essentially. But I know that's part of the complex. So there's a mausoleum, a dome, katab, a lot of things to see in this area. The main thing is the Tanoura dancing though, which I'm just going to include in this video when I return. Ay, well, look at this. Hi. Here's a sign over here. Let's look at that. So the complex is that way. The Madrasa straight ahead, the mosques. There's a lot of things to see here though. I'm not going to be seeing all of this, but I have been to Beit Zuweila. Alright, so let's go inside the madrasa. I don't know, like, what's, if I'm able to film in here either. Maybe they'll tell me I can't film anywhere. I'm gonna try though. أهلا. شكرا.
إن شاء الله.
that's كبير.
Which country?
أمريكا.
أهلا وسهلا.
أهلا وسهلا.
That's Al Ghouri complex.
بالضبط.
520 years ago.
Yes, very old. شكرا شكرا. I'm gonna film this little area really
from
quick.
outside.
Thank you.
انت هنا بالشغل الهواء واحنا بنتكلم وين خد الشنطه شغاله هنا ايوه مش عارفه اعمل ايه خد واحنا على الشارع Alright, now we are entering the madrasa. Gotta remove the shoes.
Just a moment. You have a scarf? You have, yeah, this is scarf. Sorry, my friend. Your shoes in your hand.
Oh,
Here. Here.
Come in. Alright, let's put our shoes inside. Some people are leaving them there, but ممكن هناك؟ أو مشكلة هناك؟
هنا أحسن.
تمام. شكرا. Alright.
This is the market under the mosque.
Oh. Wow. Quietest market I've ever seen. Zuweila. جميلة جدا. واو. Okay guys, we are going up to the balcony because he told me we could. Come in. يلا بينا.
ممكن
Okay. I just asked if I could take my head covering off. He's like, yep, we're wearing the shoes now. Oh, hello. We're going up there to the minaret. Back inside the mosque. Moving on. So he told me for 200 we could go up. I said yes. ايوه
باب زويلة.
باب زويلة. ايوه انا بحب باب زويلة. فوق يلا. Okay, the best view is gonna be at the top, but it's gonna be a climb. You always need your flashlight in this area. Climbing up the Makan. Ooh, he's fast. And the Madrasa. Slowing down, guys. Oh my God. Oh, shukran. Oh yeah.
Christy.
You too. I'll come back in a minute for the view. All right, guys, I've caught my breath a little, just a little. Drank some water. Well, let's check out this view. تمام هنا صح؟ That is Al Moez Street, which is a 1,000-year-old street. This is Khan Khalili, by the way. So Khan Khalili Market, the Kalawan complex, that restaurant, Sahib Saeda, is there. And the main entrance to Khan Khalili is just up there by this other mosque. And we have Al Azhar Mosque here. Al Azhar. Wow. I was gonna step out and he was like, no. So, wow, look at this though. Maybe I don't want to touch these. Yeah, these look really old. Oh. Oh, wow. That Bab Zuweila. Oh, wow. Bab Zuweila straight ahead. Good thing we have this guy to tell us. What a view. I love the minarets. They're so beautiful. A great view of the city. And off that way, you have Manshet Nasser, Al Azhar Park, Ma'atam Mountain. Yes, history just all around us. Alhamdulillah, shukran jiddan. All right, guys, heading back down now.
You can see this way. You have eyes good?
Yeah.
You can see the pyramid.
Oh my God.
You see?
Yeah, wait, oh, you can see the pyramids from here. Hang on, let me get my other camera out because I'm sure you can't see it. Wow. All right, what an experience. Very hot today, but really cool that the guy was able to show me around. Now I'm gonna head across the way here to the Sultan al Ghouri complex. I am so weak feeling right now, like dehydrated, hot. I tipped him 200 because it was nice of him to show me around. There was no ticket. Maybe I could have gone up and done all of that myself, but I wouldn't have done that by myself because I didn't know that I could go up there. And maybe it is like, you know, tip him and he gives you some more access. Either way, I was fine with that. So he said the donations go to the mosque, but I mean, great if it does, or if it goes to him, I'm fine either way. And I told him that. Now, how do we get into this complex? I think we gotta circle around. What else was over this way? Let's maybe just go up and see. I've been down this area so many times on my way out of Beit Zuweila. Lingerie. Okay. So from inside, we could see these little spice markets and cloth markets. So there's a lot of markets out here. But I'm not going to be exploring those today. If another time you want to see that, let me know. And I will go wandering around Darb al-Ahmar. Maybe like a walking tour and you guys can see this whole area because it is very historical. I don't know what that says. It's in Arabic. But pretty sure we have to circle around, so. Oh. And I will make chapters for this video as well. So if you go down to the timeline on YouTube, you can see sections of the video until like where I am. Whether it's the music, which I might include in the video at the end, or each area, like the Madrasa, Maosoleum, the complex, the Wekala, or the Caravanserai or Serai. I don't even know how to say that word, to be honest. Caravanserai. It's an old term. Obviously, we don't have them anymore. People aren't using those anymore. Good.
Hello.
أهلا. Maybe we enter through this area, it seems. So right after the Wekalet El Ghouri, the Caravanserai, you can just come over here. Nope, I lied. Can't get through there. Oh, it would be nice if it was like 30 instead of 38. Yeah. Okay. So you leave Wekalet El Ghouri, the Caravanserai, come down here. Oh, just coming down these steps, it's like 10 degrees cooler. Salam alaikum. Tazkara hena? Tamam. Gotta buy my ticket. All right, I just left the little office, bought my ticket, which was 150 to go into the El Ghouri complex. And that is also where you buy the tickets for the Tanoura show. I just asked them, I said, can I buy it now? And they said, no, you have to buy it tomorrow. Show up before, like everyone else has been telling me now. But yes, here we are at the Sultan al Ghouri complex. Security is just right here, so I'm gonna put the camera away just to avoid being told right away that I can't use it. But once we're inside past security, maybe I can take it out without being told not to film. Do my best. All right, so I'm just vlogging really quickly. This is where the show happens in the summer. So we just walked into the complex, and this is the big courtyard where the shows, the Tanoura dancing will happen tomorrow. And then inside is where the show happens in the winter. We are inside the Khanqa, which is where the Sufis stayed many years ago. Now it is the showroom in the winter for the Tanoura dancing and the Sufi performances, but in the summer it's outside. Yeah, oh my god, I'm so hot though, guys. My legs are like shaking. I am weak. Alright, so now we're in the next part of the complex. This old door behind us. I think that leads out right across the street is what we were looking at from outside. And it is the mosque, or the masjid, or Dammah in Egypt. They say many terms for it. Wow, look at this. This is the mausoleum. Wow. Look at that. Although Sultan al Ghouri spent a fortune on this mausoleum dome and intended to be buried here, that never came to pass. He died fighting the Ottomans in Syria in 1516, and his body was never found. Very, very beautiful. On to the next part of this complex. So this, just get a quick peek at the outside courtyard again, where the music happens. And then in here, and now we are in the Makan, which is basically a meeting room, from what I understand, of the Sultan. So they would have meetings in here. I mean, they have all of these tables. Here's a famous sheikh reading Quran. And then we have the courtyard out here, where we will watch the show later. But yeah, so this is the complex. I believe this is everything except for the fountain, which is on another side, where we'll head next. And this is the final room, I believe, besides the fountain, which we just saw. I wasn't able to film in there with my camera, and the guy just left, so I'm filming this very quickly. But this is the Koteb, which is like a primary school for Islamic studies. Yeah, little children would be here studying the Quran hundreds of years ago. That was the complex and the Wekalet El Ghouri, or the Caravanserai. I'm going to show the performances in this video. I hope it's not too long. But before the show starts tomorrow, which I will return for, I do want to tell you about Egyptian Tanoura dancing, so that you have an idea of what you're looking at for the show. So let's jump into that. Tannoura is an Arabic word which translates to skirt in English, and refers to the colorful skirts worn by the dancer, although it can also refer to the dancer themselves. Tanoura dancers, or Egyptian whirling dervishes, comes from Sufi whirling. Sufism uses music, poetry, and dance to connect with the divine, with the movement of their dance holding significance. Sufi whirling was first created by the famous 13th century Persian philosopher and poet, Rumi. It's a form of active meditation and is designed to bring oneself closer to God by abandoning personal desires. They spin in a counterclockwise direction, which is a symbolic imitation of planets in the solar system orbiting the sun, symbolizes the Muslim pilgrimage around the Kaaba, and also prevents dizziness. By listening to the music, focusing on God, and spinning their body in repetitive circles, they reach an elevated state. Tanoura is associated with Sufism and is performed at Sufi festivals, but it is also performed by non-Sufis as well. It first came to Egypt in the 14th century and is a traditional folk dance in Egypt. The dancer spins to music, oftentimes religious songs known as tawashih, which are Muslim chants or poetry mixed with love and praise of God. However, Tanoura dance differs from Sufi whirling in several ways. They wear multicolored skirts instead of the white Sufi skirts. Sufi whirling is performed in groups, whereas Tanoura is often a solo performance. And with the passing of time, Egyptians made additions to the Tanoura dance to make it more entertaining and fun by adding instruments such as tambourines, colors, and lights. Dancers typically wear 2 or more layers of Tanoura. The 2 layers that separate during rapping are the sky and the earth. The beginning of the dance symbolizes the world before the earth separated from the sky. When the rhythm rises, the whirling becomes faster, and the dancer gradually takes off one Tanoura after the other. The last Tanoura is removed and shaped into the form of a newborn baby, indicating the beginning of creation. So that is a little bit about the origins of the Tanoura dance. Now let's return to the Wekalet El Ghouri complex and arts center for the show.
And we are back at Wekalet El Ghouri, or the arts center here. They start selling tickets at 6:30 p.m. The show doesn't start till 7:30. It is now 6 p.m. There's a few people out here, but maybe once 6:30 hits, there'll be a huge crowd. So I'm here early. I'm not unhappy about that. I'm fine. And I asked how much the price was and was told it is 90 Egyptian pounds, which I thought it was a lot more. I'm actually kind of surprised about that. And I asked him, is it always 90 pounds? And he said, yes. So, 90 pounds, we'll see once I pay if that was accurate. Anyways, all right, so I'll be waiting and I'll see you guys in a little bit. It is 6:11 and the line is formed, but it's not too long, so we'll be going in. I haven't bought the ticket, so I hope I can buy it here. The guy just waved me past. Maybe I'll ask somebody. See you soon. All right, guys, still waiting in line. Look at this crowd. Oh my God. We're waiting to get in because people have bought their tickets online before. So if you can buy it online ahead of time, maybe do that. Anyways, I'm gonna put the camera away now until we get inside. All right, got some seats. Unfortunately, because of these large groups that had tickets booked online, they were allowed in first. And so we're back here. Yeah, I hope I can do a good job of filming. I'll do my best. I met some teachers, by the way. So I've been practicing my Arabic in line. I'm sorry, I'm filming. ممكن أصور? Hello. If you are looking for an Arabic teacher, I'll throw their information up as well. They're on Italki and Preply, so we've been chatting since I also teach, as you guys know. Yeah, anyways. Hey! Helen!
How are you?
So yeah, we're gonna wait for the show to start and I'll do my best to film. Guess what? We're not allowed to film in here at all, only take photos. Maybe I can do a sneaky film, but yeah. I didn't know that. Now you know that. Now I know that. Well, I hope you enjoyed the explorations of the Wikala and the complex, and I'll do my best to show you what I can from this show, but yeah, that's an update. All right, guys, that was the show. What an amazing performance. I really wish I could have filmed it all. I definitely saw people filming little clips, but it would have been nice to have been able to film a long clip. I'm pretty sure I only got seconds. Sorry about that. But I guess you just have to come here and see for yourself. Very amazing. I'm very pleased with that, how it went, aside from the fact that I couldn't film well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I had a good time, and this is probably a very long video, so I need to end it. But if you are looking for like Arabic teachers, like I said, I met those two guys in line. I've been asked before on the channel, so I'll leave their information in the description of this video. Ahlan! In case that you want to learn some Egyptian Arabic. Anyways, all right, gotta go. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Maosoleum.